Hey everybody, I'm super excited. This is Christine Morel. Thank you so much for joining this free webinar. Today I'm stoked because I'm going to teach all of you how to go from being a starving musician to traveling the world, doing what you love, and getting paid to perform music without ever being broke again. Guys, this is so exciting because we're talking about transforming your life here, you doing what you love for a living, you traveling, you getting to see the world, you getting to get free food and free drinks and meet awesome people and get the thrill of being on stage and having people just enjoy you doing what you love and what you're passionate about. Now, what I want to know really quick is, I know we got people from all walks of life here. Now, I got some of you guys. How many of you are working a job that you absolutely hate? You're waking up every day going, oh my God, I do not want to go to work right now. I have this 9 to 5 that I absolutely hate. I don't like Susie in the cubicle next to me. She smells bad. Or some of you don't have, a job like that. Maybe you're already a musician, but you are struggling. You're like, this cannot be my life. I'm barely getting by. I'm barely paying bills. So maybe you joined here because you're like, man, I need to figure out how to turn what I love into something that can support myself, support my family, and give me some really cool experiences and just let me have a blast doing what I love. So I'm super excited, guys, because I was able to do that for myself. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about myself and my story. And I'm going to teach you guys some really awesome things here. I'm going to teach you guys how to book gigs and how to start getting on the road to transforming your life. So, all right, let's get started. I'm going to share a little bit about myself. My name is Christine Morel. Check out my little Bitmoji. I made that myself. So I am a pianist and a singer. I went from being a starving musician to making a successful career out of my love for performing music. And I'm here to talk to you guys about how you can get on path to doing what you love for a living too. Now, how many of you have ever dreamed about waking up, performing on stage, traveling the world, or maybe just performing locally, but you want to get paid while you're doing it? And some of you are like, there's no way. How would people pay me to do this? I just love this, and that's a dream of mine. There's no way that this can happen. But I'm here to tell you guys that absolutely it can. Here's somebody that had wrote to me. They said, thank you for making me believe in myself. I finally quit my job that I hated. Woohoo! Now I sing and I perform for a living. I pinch myself because I don't think this is real. Thank you. That is Jennifer. Now, she wrote me while she was on a cruise ship traveling through Jamaica. And guys, this happens a lot. You will be amazed at how many jobs there are out there for musicians that involve you traveling, just enjoying yourself, having these incredible experiences. So my promise to you today is, by the end of this seminar, you will know how to book a paid gig in 7 days. I know it sounds crazy. I've done it over and over and over again. I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. You will learn how to find awesome venues that hire musicians, singers, or bands like yourself. You will learn how to contact them for bookings. And I promise, if you apply what I teach, you can have paid gigs literally within days, weeks, however long it takes. You just got to put in the work, guys, but it could literally be a matter of days. It's happened over and over and over again. Now, a lot of you are going, is this realistic? Absolutely. I've taught people how to book gigs and have helped musicians get on paid world tours, sometimes within just weeks. One time, a guy wrote me, he said within 7 days, he was on a 2-week tour through different exotic islands. Guys, this is how amazing this program works, and it sounds crazy, but it's absolutely not. I went from a life of scraping to get money to eat, living out of my car, not knowing how I'd make ends meet, to making $60,000 in the first year I started gigging. Something snapped inside of my head, and I went from scraping to get money to eat to making $60,000 in my very first year. I figured out a foolproof method to booking paid shows and have been performing and making even more money ever since. More importantly, I'm loving every minute of it, guys. That's the big part, is to love what you're doing. The money is great, but when you're getting paid and you love what you're doing, I think that's even more valuable. And I now teach the methods that made me successful. And I want you to imagine if you performed every night and people paid you to do it, or maybe 2 nights a week, 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, however many nights a week that you want to perform, you can make it happen with these tools that I'm about to teach you. Now, if you could wake up, imagine if you could wake up to a new city around the world every week if you wanted to. Imagine if you could completely support yourself or your family while enjoying what you do and having a blast. And imagine if you could meet new people. I love this part of it. I love meeting people. Get free food, drinks, experience new things, all because of your performances, all because of what you love to do. Doesn't that sound amazing? Doesn't that sound cool? How would you feel if you could do that? If you could say, this is the life that I live now. People pay me to do what I love. Wouldn't that be awesome? Now, if you stay till the end, I will teach you how to book a paid gig in just 7 days from start to finish. Now, this is a free tool that I've used to book me literally anywhere I wanted to go. So if I was traveling to a new city and I wanted to book a gig, all I did was use this tool. And I'm also going to give you an email template for you to send to the venues to get you paid and performing. I've done all the work for you. I've used this email script to book me literally hundreds of gigs, and you get to take it, customize it, and use it for you today just by staying till the end. So basically you just put in your name, the name of the venue, you just kind of customize a few things, and then you send it to the venues, and these people are going to be interested in booking you. I've used this over and over and over again to book myself. I've done all the work for you. I'm going to give it to you guys for free if you stay till the end, guys. So basically, I'm giving you how to book a gig in 7 days. It's $197 value, completely for free. And this email template, which is a $47 value for free. So just for sticking around, I'm giving you $244 worth of stuff, guys. Just hang out with me. I want to help you guys get this going. And this is completely, just this one tool has transformed people's lives. So these are things that I'm going to give you for free with no obligation whatsoever. So at the end of this webinar, I'll be giving you an offer to work with me to help you get on track to performing and getting paid today. So I want to know, how does that sound, guys? Are you guys excited right now? Because I'm excited. I get super, super stoked about this. I love the idea of teaching people who were where I was struggling, where I was waking up every day and being like, oh my God, is this all that life is? This can't be all that life is. I love music. I'm good at this. I've worked so hard. I know that there has to be gigs out there. So what I want to ask you guys right now is, are you guys ready to get started already? Because I am so ready. Make sure to leave your comments in the comment box. Let me know that you're ready to go. Let me know that you want to start this. You're ready to get on track to changing your life, that you're tired of living that boring life that is not the life that you signed up for. This isn't the life that you thought you were going to have. Let's get going. I'm going to switch my microphone really quick, guys, to make sure that you can hear me. Give me 1 second. All right. I have some special instructions for you guys, okay? So no multitasking, silence your phones, close the door, close your other tabs. If you're anything like me, you're usually doing like 10 things at the same time, but I'm about to give you guys some really, really valuable information that could literally change your lives. So I want you to get a pen and paper, take notes, and get ready to learn and have your questions ready, because I'm going to be able to answer them at the end of this webinar. So my name is Christine Morel. I'm from a tiny little town called Lovington, New Mexico. I don't expect you to know where that is. If you do, hey, it's a town of 8,000 people. I don't have a music degree. I have no higher education degree in anything. We were very poor. We lived in government housing when I was a kid. My mom is an immigrant from Mexico. My grandparents don't even speak English. I mean, guys, I grew up, if you could see my life where it was and where it is now, I raised a pig. There were like cows and dairy farms around me, pecan orchards, corn growing in my front yard. I killed snakes with like shovels. Like, it was just so completely different than what my life is now. So you can imagine that to me, like, the odds were against me, but I knew I wanted to perform. I just had no idea how to do it. Now, how many of you guys feel the same way? You guys are somewhere and you're like, how do I do this? I have no idea where to even start. I have no idea, who to call, where does, Google, do I Google something? Do I start knocking on venues' doors? What can I possibly do? And that's how I felt. And you want to perform for a living, but you're pulling your hair out going, how do I do this? I know that this is all I want to do, but I have no idea where to start. And I know it's frustrating. Is it frustrating, guys? Tell me. You can tell me. I know it is. How many just feel like you've tried everything, or you don't even know where to start? You don't even know where to try. So it can be very, very confusing. And nobody's teaching this stuff. And that's why it got really confusing to me as well. And I just made a decision that I was going to make it happen no matter what. I did not have a plan B. So I want to know, are there people out there too right now watching and you're like, I do not have a plan B. It's either music or I do, nothing else at all, or I just struggle my whole life trying to make music happen. And some of you are like that, and that's how I was. And maybe some of you are doing the opposite, where you're just doing a job that you don't love. And I get it. You have bills to pay, you have rent, some of you have families, some of you are taking care of loved ones, you just got bills to pay. So you're like, man, I can't quit my job because I have bills to pay, but I really would rather do music and I'm miserable right now. So how many of you guys feel that right now? I know there's so many of you guys in here. And for myself, I did not know a single person in the music industry, and I spent 8 years of my adult life struggling to support myself every day, guys. And I know some of you are going to relate with me. I was at Del Taco. Now, if you've ever eaten at Del Taco does 2 tacos for 98 cents. I was there like every day. They like knew my name. I swear, every place that has a dollar menu, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Del Taco was my spot though. Everybody was like, yo, Christine, what's up? Here's your two tacos. Everybody knew me because I was there every single day. Now, guys, Del Taco is good, but it is not that good. Not to be eating there every day, but that is all that I could afford. Now, I started selling my music going door to door on the streets to make ends meet. This is how I survived. I would knock on people's doors and sell them a burned copy, back when we used to burn CDs, of my own music that I recorded in my friend's closet. Now, most people would slam doors in my face. They would yell at me for interrupting their dinner. And on top of that, people were so mean, but I would be outside in the blistering cold where my whole body would go numb because I couldn't afford proper clothing to keep me warm. Or in the summer, it would literally be 115 degrees outside. I even got chased by neighborhood dogs. It was not funny at the time. It's funny now looking back at it, but definitely at the time I was freaked out. But I was not willing to get a regular job. I knew I would do anything to make my dream come true. I kept going. And this is going to be the difference, guys. This is going to be the difference between successful people and people that are not successful. The people that keep going, and years went by until I finally figured it out. And that's why I made this program, guys. I made it because you don't have to spend years and years struggling. Everything that took me 8 years, you could learn literally. I mean, like I said, within weeks, be performing. Within months, know everything that I know. Where you don't have to spend 8 years struggling like I did. And it's really, really phenomenal. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. So present day, I live in Los Angeles, Orange County. I own a home in Las Vegas. I've performed more than 1,000 shows in the last 3 years. These are just some of the places that I performed for. As you can see, Dancing with the Stars. I play piano on Mercedes commercial. I sing on Heineken commercial. I've performed for the NFL, different cruise lines, all over, just every place that people like dream of playing. I've played most of those places, and I've gotten to do that. And I had to do it on my own with no guidance, no mentor, no nothing. And that's why my program is so great. I perform on cruise ships, hotel and resort contracts, major venues all over the place, Hollywood, Las Vegas, New York. And I work with lots of different agents and managers. So I just know all the ins and outs of the performing business now. I perform music for a living. How cool would that be? Some of you out there right now, again, that are doing things that you don't like, to be able to say, people ask, what do you do? It's like, I perform for a living, because I can't say how many times people are like, what do you do? I'm like, I perform. And they're like, no, what do you really do? I'm like, that's what I do. They're like, so you don't have another job? And I'm like, nope, that's all that I do. How would that feel if you could say that? Like, I completely support myself. I completely support my family. I'm on this vacation and people are like, oh, we paid this much money to be here. And you're like, I'm actually getting paid to be here. How cool would that be? I perform music for a living, and I want to teach you how to do it too. So now I want you to ask yourself, where are some of the places that you've dreamed of performing? I mean, some of you have dreams of performing on exotic islands. Some of you want to go to like China or Russia or South America or to Italy. What would be your dream places? I want you to think of that right now. And I want you to realize that this is very possible. And not only is it possible, it's probable. If you have the right tools, if you know the right sequence and things to do in order to get there, it's really not hard at all. How many of you would love to go to Tahiti, Hawaii, Jamaica, all while performing songs and getting the rush of being on stage? I can't tell you, I love traveling, guys. I love food. I love meeting people, and I love being on stage. And all of that can happen just by you performing. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but believe me when I tell you it's not as hard as you think it is. How many of you would love to visit some of these places that you've just dreamed? Like, one day, in 5 years, when I have enough money, I'm going to go. No, guys, you can do it like now and actually leave with more money than you started with from the vacation, because you're getting paid. I call that thing a paycation. That means you're getting paid to go on vacation and do what you love. Now, it's important that I let you guys know I had a record deal. So I had been signed with Universal Records many, many years ago. This was a long time ago. The reason I bring this up is because people have this false idea that when you get signed, then that means you've made it. You're going to get famous and you're never going to have to worry about money again. And this is completely wrong. A very small handful of people actually make money after getting signed. In fact, most artists don't ever make any substantial amount of money. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get signed to a label, and there's a very small percentage of people who do have success with it. But why not make great money now? I'm talking if you need money tomorrow, if you need money next week, you can make money now and ensure that you'll be successful no matter what. No matter whether a label makes you money or not, no matter whether someone else believes in you, no matter whether someone else is willing to write a check and invest in what you're doing, you're able to do it on your own. Why would you put your fate in anyone else's hands but your own? You can still pursue your dreams of getting signed with a label. You can still pursue your dreams. I'm sure I have singers and songwriters and producers and all kinds of different musicians in here right now. But you can make money now instead of waiting and gambling and hoping that other things are going to help pay you, like that record deal, like those albums, like that, concert tour that they're saying that they're going to put you on. You can do all this yourself and be making money today. I've also done a lot of charity work. Because of my music, I've been able to pay for myself to visit places like Africa, India, Thailand, and Peru. I know in this room, we've got some people that have some causes that you want to be a part of. I mean, how many of you would love to just help your community or go help some of these? These are some pictures of me in India and on tour last year throughout the United States. I've done a lot of stuff within our country as well. How many of you have some causes that you would love to help, but you haven't been able to because you're just barely trying to make ends meet on your own? Well, I've been able to do this and support some of the causes that I love through music and because of the money that I've made with music and the resources and the people that I've connected with. It's really, really incredible. And I also talk about this in my program as well. I'm able to do the things that are dear to me and help people around me because of the life I've created for myself with music. I want you to think of some of the goals out there that you have. How would that feel to be able to do that? How would that feel to be able to give to your local organization, to give to your local cancer society, to help St. Jude's, or to help different hospitals, or to help different elderly centers? There's so many different things, so many different passions that you guys have out there. I know that people that love music usually love giving back and helping people because that's what we're doing on stage. We're creating this incredible feeling for people, and I know it feels great to know that people are having a good time or that you're helping the people around you. So how many of you have dreamed of helping out your community using your musical gifts? Keep commenting, guys. I see all of them. We're reading all of them right now. I see you, Jan. Yes, Cancer Society, St. Jude's. Yes, yep, absolutely. That's one of my favorite ones on what they do. Now, I want to ask you guys, does any of this apply to you? You've always wanted to pursue a career performing music, but you don't know where to begin. Yes, that's who I was. You know you're supposed to have a plan, but you've just been winging it. You've always wanted to travel the world and get paid, but you have no idea how. You want to quit your boring day job. You want to get paid to basically party and enjoy yourself. Yes, that's basically what I get paid to do. You want to wake up every day and think, I can't wait to go to work. You find that the idea of figuring out how to book gigs and learn the things necessary to become a professional performer just seems overwhelming. You're a singer-songwriter band who writes your own music, but you need to make money in the meantime and would rather do it performing music instead of waiting tables. Some of you guys got these really, really big dreams of changing the world with writing music and creating music. I do the same thing, guys. I also write music and produce music, but I needed to pay my bills right now. And sometimes you have to wait like a year or a quarter before you even get paid for some of the work that you've put in and some of the songs that you've written. And you need money now. You got to pay your bills now. So how many of you want to be able to support your family? How many of you guys got families in here? Moms and dads, sisters and brothers. This was a big one for me. Like I told you, my family, we didn't have money. We didn't have anybody to call for help. I wanted to be able to support my family. And you know what? One of the greatest feelings I had was when I wrote my dad a check for thousands of dollars to help him out. And he was like, where are you getting this money from? And I'm like, Dad, I told you I'm performing. And he's like, are you sure you're making money from, you don't have any other side jobs. You're not doing anything else. How are you doing this? How do you have this much money to help me right now? And I think, how many of you would love to have that same conversation with your family because they're in just disbelief in how well you're doing and how music has created a life for you in which you could help support your loved ones? Wouldn't that feel amazing? Now, some of you love your job. Some of you are like, but Christine, I don't want to quit my job. I love what I do as a career. Some of you are here because you've just said, I already love what I do during the week, but maybe once a month I would love to play with my friends as a jazz trio, or maybe me and my rock band would love to play at a bar. Maybe you're a solo songwriter and you would love to sing your songs and invite your friends and family to come, check you out. I'll teach you exactly how to book gigs so you can perform when you want to, how often you want to, where you want to. I mean, I'm giving you all the skills to where you're basically your own boss. Like, you're not answering to anybody. You can choose when and where you want to perform. So no matter what your music goals are here when it comes to performing, I can help you with that. So who is this not for? This is not for lazy people. It's not for people who are not ambitious or motivated, and it's not for people who aren't driven to take their lives into their own hands. Now, I know you guys are here because you are ambitious, you are motivated, you are willing to take a step towards creating a life that you love, or else you wouldn't be here. And you guys make up a very small percentage of the people in the world, because most people would rather just sit at home and complain about their lives and be like, well, I guess this is just the life that I was given. And that's not who you are, and that's not who I was. I made a choice to change my life, and that's why you guys are here. You're making up the 1% of the people in the world that are go-getters. Now, who else is this not for? It's not for people who cannot at least either hold a tune or play an instrument or have some sort of entertainment value. Now, this has worked for DJs. I teach you just about how to book anything. I mean, you could book it if you were a magician, a comedian. This program would help you in all of that with the booking. But if you don't at least have some sort of entertainment, show of some sort, then this won't help you out. And I don't want you guys to call me a month from now, super mad and be like, Christine, I went through your program and I didn't book anything. And I'm like, well, what do you do? And you're like, I don't know. I just stayed at home and I just, I played my toy guitar that my mom bought me when I was 7. So no, that's not going to work, guys. You have to have at least a little bit of talent. You got to have some ambition and you got to be motivated. But I know that you guys are, because that's why you're here right now. Now, I want you to imagine what it will be like. Imagine with me right now. To love your job, to say that your office is a music venue, to see money in your bank account and know that it came from your talent. Imagine what it would be like to be lounging on different islands or countries around the world while getting paid. Imagine what it's like to get the thrill of being on stage performing for awesome people who love hearing you as many nights as you want to. As many nights as you want to perform each night, you can be doing that and getting paid to do it. Now, what you will learn today is that what most people believe about how hard it is to be in the industry is actually false. There's the top 3 myths that could be keeping you from being a success in the world of performing music. You're going to learn the top 3 secrets about the performing industry that could completely change your mind and make you believe in yourself. And importantly, most importantly, you're going to learn how to book a gig in 7 days, like I've been mentioning. So I want you to take notes. There's lots of great information and advice to come. Apply these pointers and you will get gigs, guys. You will. Now, dedicated people, take notes. I know you're dedicated. You're here now. Like I said, this is the 1% of people who aren't afraid to take their destiny into their own hands. So here's a disclaimer, guys. After watching this, you won't be able to quit your job tomorrow. It takes time and dedication, but it's easier than you think. For this to work, you have to have some talent, like I mentioned before. And making money and traveling is not hard, but it does take work. And if you have the talent, and you don't have to be the most talented people in the world, guys, I've seen some of the most talented people not be able to book gigs because they just don't know where to start. And I've seen some of the least talented people. I mean, how many times have you seen someone, or even some of the big stars on TV that you're like, why are they so famous? Why? Well, they knew how to assemble a good team around them, or they knew how to pick out songs, or they knew how to use auto-tune, or whatever it is that they needed to do, but they made it happen. I know a lot of people that are just 10% of the talent that some of my most talented friends are, but they're getting all the gigs because they knew the steps that they had to take. They had a plan and they executed that plan, and that's why they have the gigs, and that's why the most talented people I know do not have the gigs. You just need to know the right order in which to do things. So making money and traveling is not hard. It takes work, and if you have the talent, you could be playing paid shows within days. Now, there are 2 types of people, like I mentioned before. 99% of people who will think this is great information and then do nothing with it. There's a type of person who doesn't want to put the work in and would rather just complain than take action. I know you guys know people like this. Then there's the 1% of people who are go-getters. That is you. That's why you guys are here. Like I said, you guys are here because you're ready to make changes in your life and you're not afraid to take a chance. These are people who are not afraid to take action to better their life. You are here for a reason, and I believe it's because you are part of the 1%. Now, here's the 3 secrets. Secret number 1, you don't need a degree in music to be a professional musician. Nope, I don't have one. Secret number 2, venues around the world need good talent like you and are desperate for it, and they're willing to pay good money. Secret number 3, you can support yourself completely off of performing music. You don't have to have any other jobs. Music can be your career. So let's go over secret number 1. You don't need a degree. Now, almost every single one of my musician friends who went to college for music, and I'm talking the most prestigious music colleges, dropped out in the middle or regret going because they said it wasn't worth the financial debt they were put in, and they didn't even learn how to actually book paid shows. That's something that they don't teach, guys, which blows my mind. I love helping them book gigs, but it shocks me that they had to waste so much time, 4 years of your life, and tons of money to learn that after graduation, they aren't equipped with the tools to actually make money learn how to book gigs so that they can travel, or do all the wonderful things that they thought they were going to go to college to learn. You don't need to go to school for 4 years and give up precious time you'll never be able to get back. You don't need to take pointless classes that have nothing to do with your music goals. And we're talking about that pointless cake decorating class that you have, or how you learn how to solder something. I mean, it's stuff that you're like, I need to quickly get on my goals. I only have one life. I don't have all the time in the world. You want to jump forward. You want to fast forward through all that stuff. You don't have time to be taking these pointless classes just to get credits so that these colleges can make more money off of you. It is not cool. And you're going to accumulate more than $100,000 in debt. Some of these schools, I mean, my friends literally have $100,000 of debt. Let's cut that even in half. If you have $50,000 or even $25,000 in debt, and these are all school loans that you have to pay back, and you don't even learn how to actually book gigs, guys. Really, really not cool. And the crazy thing is, they never teach you how to actually make money. So what they don't teach you is you can get bookings entirely from your laptop. You don't have to waste tons of time going to auditions. You don't have to perform for free for years, struggling, starving, desperately looking for a break, so that maybe after years and years of performing and being broke, you'll get noticed. How many of you have thought that you've had to just like, you know what, I'll just be I'll sleep on my friends' couches, I'll do this all because, you know, at some point I'm gonna get discovered. And I did the same thing, guys. And actually, you don't have to do any of that. You never have to struggle. You never have to penny pinch. You never have to wonder how you're going to pay the electric bill. That is not real. That's something that we've just believed because people didn't want us to believe that we could do what we love for a living. Now, next thing I want to know is how many songwriters and producers do I have in this webinar? Let me know. Let me see. Hey, Jonathan. Okay, all right. Hey, Sel. Oh, this is great. We got a lot of songwriters and producers in the room. So I wanted to introduce you to Alex. Alex had a music degree from Musicians Institute in Hollywood. You know about Musicians Institute. It's a big music college in LA. He had $80,000 in tuition that he had racked up. He burned through all of his savings. He wanted to write music and produce, but needed to be able to make money now and didn't know how. How many of you can relate? How many of you want to write music, but you need to make money now? And you'd rather work in something music related instead of doing something like waiting tables? How many of you are also songwriters or producers but need to pay the rent now? You got that car payment, you got groceries. How many of you would love to do it performing instead of working an office job or doing something that you really don't want to do? Well, that was Alex's story too, and I worked with him, and literally within, I'm talking like 2 weeks, I think it was actually less than 2 weeks, guys, he began touring the world on cruise ships to exotic locations and now makes a living doing music. Being able to pay his bills performing gave him freedom to write music, and recently became an ongoing music creator for the popular show Ellen. So you watch Ellen DeGeneres, that music you're hearing, Alex wrote a lot of that, and he performed recently with Camila Cabello on the Latin Music Awards. He is killing it, and this is something that he sent me because he was in Dominican Republic, and he sent me this. I want you guys to take a listen.
I'm here in the Dominican Republic, and Christine's Starving Musicians Guide brought me right here, playing saxophone all over the world, with my own band, Sweet Spot. Woo!
So Alex took himself, and his whole band out on tour. How cool is that, guys? Isn't that really amazing? Wouldn't you love to like tour with friends? Or if you're a solo artist, tour by yourself, or maybe you have a duo or a trio, whatever it is. I mean, he was literally touring. I mean, it was probably like 10 days. That's how quickly he got on. He is super talented and just has the best attitude, and he was out there right away, and that can be you too. Now, he was able to pursue some of his other goals in music, the writing and producing, because he now had a way to pay his rent, pay his bills, and live comfortably off of performing around the world. He then had time to write and produce his own songs. Now, how cool is that? Wouldn't you feel accomplished if you could say the same thing? If while you wrote your own music, produced your own music, you could fund your own projects with your own money that you made from your own performances? That means freedom to do what you want and how you want it. I think that's really what I'm giving you guys. I'm giving you freedom to choose to work when and where and how often you want to choose even how much money you can make. If you want to make more money, then you just book more gigs. If you want to take, time off, then you take time off. Now, secret number 2, venues around the world need performers like you. You can get paid to travel and perform. What? Venues have great budgets for musicians, performers, bands, DJs alike, and they are searching for great entertainment because it's hard to find. You might feel desperate to find gigs, but these venues are desperate to find good talent. And if you have talent, they have money for you. And you don't have to be famous. You don't have to have a ton of followers on social media. And you don't have to know people or have connections. Have you also believed that you had to know someone in the industry to be successful? And I did too. And because of this, I felt hopeless. But this belief is entirely false. I didn't know anybody. I told you guys I raised pigs and was like, I had a garden and, ate tomatoes and zucchini from my garden. I was, picking pecans and in the pecan orchards next to me. And I just thought, how in the world am I going to ever meet anybody that's going to help me? But I thought, because of all the movies that I saw, that someone has to notice you and discover you. And that's entirely false. And it's a lazy way to look at it. You need to take it into your own hands, guys, because it is amazing to gain that freedom to be able to book gigs when and wherever you want to. And you have the ability to. And each of you have that power within you, and that's why you're here right now. Now, secret number 3, you can support yourself completely off of performing music. Performing can be your only job, and you can make plenty of money. I've done music full-time, some years making more than 6 figures a year for the last 8 years. What's wonderful about this is, like I said, you choose how much money really that you can or cannot make, because if you want more money, you just book more gigs, guys. It's really that easy. Now, would you love to make 6 figures or more performing for music? Or how many of you would be satisfied even if you just made $50,000 a year performing and traveling? Guys, $50,000 a year is actually very, very easy to make as a musician. And I dive right into how to do it. And this is how it works. To make $50,000 a year, all you have to do is perform 4 times a week at $175 a gig. Now, that's lowballing, guys. Most places will pay you more than that, okay? And your average tips at $50. You're probably going to make more than that. And if you follow my tutorial on how to make and sell merchandise, you're probably going to make an extra $100 a night. Guys, it's so easy. This is completely lowballing. If you barely try, you should be able to make $50,000 a year. This isn't even counting your private parties, your holidays, or when you make way more in tips. Do you see how easy this is? 4 gigs a week. Do you have, a number of bars and venues and restaurants and stuff like that in your hometown? Now, there's millions around the world. There's tons of cruise ships. There's tons of venues. There's tons of resorts. There's tons of hotels that need you. This is the easiest thing to do. And that's what most people are like, how in the world would I make $50,000 a year doing music? That's the easiest amount of money to make. It's just up to you to do the work. So what is different about my program? Well, let's dive into it. My program teaches how to make money now from performing, how to get paid gigs anywhere in the world where there is live music. My program skips all the extra stuff you don't need to learn and gets straight to the key points to get you performing and getting paid quickly. Guys, I've had lots of success, but I've made a lot of mistakes. My goodness. I believed I had to do things the hard way. I believed if I performed for free as much as I could, someone would discover me, and I performed solely for exposure. I believed if I recorded every day and posted tons of songs on YouTube and social media, people would call me to book me. It doesn't work that way, guys. I had videos. I have millions of views on YouTube, and I literally got no calls from it. That it doesn't work that way. And I know that we think that we have to do it that way. So we spend so much time, and it's just a lot of wasted time. I believed if I wrote my own songs, I could get paid right away and make money. I believed I had to work another job that I hated so that I could pay the bills in the meantime. And I believed that I had to do this thing called pay to play. They're pay to play shows where you have to sell tickets, or you guarantee a certain amount of sales at the bar, or you actually owe the bar money. This is the worst. If you've ever done this, then what it means is they might give you 50 tickets to sell, and you have to sell all 50, or else you owe them money. So at the end of the day, you have to go and sell tickets. You have to bother your friends. You have to bother your fans. You have to bother everybody to buy tickets. And if you're just starting out, there's just no way that you're going to sell that many. But you don't have to. You don't have to go this route. You can sell 0 tickets and walk away getting paid and not even be pressured to sell tickets, that not even be an option or something that they even ask you to do. And that's what I teach, how to just completely avoid these things. So what they say you have to do is, they say you have to go to open mics. They say you have to physically go to venues and find where there is live music. That you have to constantly try to find open auditions. Auditioning is just a really, really time consuming, guys, and it's totally unnecessary. They say that you have to post lots of music online and hope someone sees you, and they say you have to hope you magically meet someone who can take you further. This is not true. I do none of these things, but they try to make you believe this is the only way. And half these people aren't even doing it. Half these people that say you have to do this and you have to do that have never even done it themselves. Even the teachers at these colleges, most of them have never even booked gigs. They went to school to study music education and then went straight into teaching. How can they teach you how to book gigs when they don't even know how to do it and have never even done it for themselves? This year, I bought me a house, guys. I built it from the bottom up, brand new 3-story, beautiful house. And I can't explain how I felt when I bought this house, thinking I had an absolute blast in my life, on stage, performing for amazing people around the world. And I get to buy a house with the money I made, having a ton of fun. Do you know how unreal that feels? It feels like I'm in a fantasy world, like I'm in a dream. How many of you have had, if you do have a house, so many people have had to work so hard doing something they hate and then they get a house. How about you do something you love and you end up with a house? What about that concept? And I believe that that can happen for everybody. I believe that that can happen for you. I believed that it could happen for me, and it did. I went from a starving musician to a thriving musician, and I told you my story so you know it wasn't always this way. After being broke for 8 years, I discovered that I could get booked literally today. These venues around the world needed performers like me. I discovered that it's not hard to perform and get paid well for it. I discovered that I could make awesome new friends. This is one of my favorite things. Get the rush of performing while making my passion my paycheck. Now, there's this myth that I can't support my family off of music. Like I said, I know there's people in here that have families, and it's important. It's important that you're able to provide for your kids, provide for your husband or your wife. Definitely you got mortgages or you got, rent. How many of you would prefer to stay at home with your families and aren't really wanting to travel so much, but you're looking for a way to either completely support your family or maybe just make a little extra money to help out? Do I have any people here wanting to make the quality of life for your family better while also enjoying what you do? People take side jobs all the time, and sometimes they're really crappy side jobs. How about taking a side job that you love, where your family can come out and support you, where your friends can come out and support you, and you have a blast, and you make that extra money that you're wanting to make? I want you to meet Sam Kyles. He says, I support my loved ones from performing and doing what I love. Then I get to go home to the family that I love. Life is good. Sam. He's a singer and a guitarist. He's married. He has a beautiful baby boy. He would rather not tour and would rather be home with his family. He's not well known online and is not famous. He has a beautiful, beautiful family. He supports his family completely off of music. He learned about agency, so he plays mostly local restaurants. He gets private gigs because of it and makes additional money. He gets consistent work and supports his family along with his newborn baby solely off of performing music. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that really cool, guys? I know some of you guys have kids, or some of you guys have siblings that you're taking care of. Music as a side job could be just super fun, bringing some extra income, or music as your sole moneymaker is great. This is his sole moneymaker. He supports his family just off of music. He took the whole concept of agencies. I introduced him to these agencies, and now he plays simply restaurants, making more money than he did working 9-to-5 job. It's crazy how much you can make just doing simple stuff like this, guys. So let's go over some more myths many people believe that could be holding you back from following your dream. Myth number 1, someone has to discover me. Now, we've talked about this earlier. I thought I had to perform for free 24/7 and eat, breathe, and sleep music and hope for someone to find me and make my dreams come true. I thought my only hope was that a manager, agent, or somebody with connections would believe in me. I didn't believe that I could actually book myself for gigs without knowing anyone in the industry and without knowing anyone else who performed for a living. Myth number 2 is you have to be famous. I thought people had to know who I was for venues to want to hire me. I thought I needed to have millions of fans online. I thought I had to release songs all the time and post on social media every day. I thought if my videos went viral, I would make tons of money. I spent hours every day trying to get new fans and rarely got called for gigs. Myth number 3, if you're good, the gigs will start rolling in. I thought as long as I was a good musician, I would get gigs. Now, this is important to be talented. In fact, you have to at least be a bit talented for people to want to hire you. But the most important thing is that you have to have a plan and execute that plan. Just because you're good doesn't mean you're going to be successful. And if you have a following online, that doesn't mean you'll be successful either. Sorry, guys. Now, let's say you have the best cookie recipe in the world. But if you don't know how to package it, you don't know how to get it into the store, you don't know how to market it, you'll never sell a single cookie and no one will ever know how awesome that cookie is and you will make no money. I know some of you guys can bake, or you got a mom that can bake and you're like, man, if you put that cookie on a shelf, it would sell. But they don't. They don't go through it. They don't put it on a shelf. They don't look on how to distribute it. They don't look at how to package it. They don't figure out how to make lots of cookies in massive amounts. And so that cookie, instead, they end up cooking at home for free. And that is fine and that is wonderful. And I'm sure some of you love to perform music for free at home, but that's not why you're here. You signed up because you wanted to learn how to make money. So don't be the free cookie. Be the cookie that's on the shelf that's making money. That's my advice to you. Be the money-making cookie, guys. So how many of you have wondered where to even begin and you're saying, I don't know how to plan? That is exactly how I felt. I knew I wanted to do music for a living, that it was my passion, but had no clue how to make it happen. I had no clue how to even start making a plan. I desperately needed to figure my life out. Now, I had moved to Los Angeles. I was taking odd jobs I'd found on Craigslist. I was running out of money, and I had $20,000 in credit card debt. Guys, I had nothing. I lived in a kitchen for 4 months. I rented a space on Craigslist that was literally a kitchen. Strangers, I rented a kitchen from strangers. My bed, which was more like a cot, was a few feet away from the refrigerator, and this parrot who wouldn't stop screaming all the time. The parrot would just repeat anything you said. So if you're like, I need to go to the bathroom, the parrot would be like, I need to go to the bathroom. It was so annoying. I hit rock bottom, guys. I ran out of money. I went and got a gym membership so I could have a place to shower. I cleaned out my car and I started figuring out which neighborhoods I could park safely to sleep. But something in me believed I could figure it out, that people don't have to work a job they hate every day to pay the rent. I believed that doing something you love for a career didn't mean you had to sacrifice making good money. And I believed that music could take me to see all the places I ever dreamed of if I could just crack the code and figure out how. I knew there had to be a better way to do better. I was determined to figure it out. I was determined I could live my dream. Now, guys, I have this really funny story. I had this car that it didn't have air conditioning or heating. It'd be like 100 degrees outside. My window didn't roll down. I literally had put a piece of plywood to hold the window up, and the driver's side door didn't work. I mean, and it gets worse, guys. So when I would park, I would have to get out of the passenger side. I'd be sweating like a sauna, I swear. And the worst part of all this is if I came to a complete stop, so let's say I came to a stop sign, my car battery would turn off, and I'd have to get out and reattach the battery. So imagine me going out of the passenger side every time I came to a stoplight and having to crack my hood and reattach the battery every time. So what I would do is, if I knew I was coming up to a red light, I would see it from way back. And let's say I was going like, 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour in the city, I could see that it was about to turn red, so I'd slow way down. Because I knew if I came to a complete stop, I was going to have to crawl out of the passenger side, open the hood, reattach the battery. Guys, it was mortifying. I was humiliated. I was just so poor that I couldn't afford a better car. And I just promised myself that I was not going to do this. I wasn't going to do this for my whole life. I was going to get a car that had air conditioning. I was going to get a car that the window would roll down. I just wanted a car where the door would work. That's all I wanted. Could the door just work? I just wanted really simple things, guys. Now I began to create my evil plan. Just like the cookie recipe example I gave you, I knew I had the musical recipe. I was great at what I did, but I needed to package myself the right way, market myself, and get to booking gigs now, not later. If I could just execute the right steps in order, I knew I could do it. It was just a matter of figuring it out. And it takes steps. I started executing the steps of my plan and working on it right away. I didn't have much time before I would be homeless. I learned. All I had to do was find venues that had already built-in crowds that attended their establishment. This means restaurants, hotels, bars. If I could find a way to bring value to the venue by entertaining their already existing crowd, they would hire me. And if I could make everyone have a good time, I knew they would ask me to come back and perform all the time. I'm not famous. How could I entertain a crowd that doesn't know me or my music or even care who I am? The best, fastest way to entertain a crowd who does not know me is to sing the songs that they knew and loved already. I just needed to play the songs that most people wanted to hear, but I had to figure out what those songs were and learn those super fast. But I tried my method out, and something miraculous happened. I booked my first gig at a hotel in Hollywood and ended up making $60,000 that year from that gig alone. I got more gigs from performing there. I gained more performance skills. I never stopped performing since that day, and everything fell into place after I took my career into my own hands and executed my plan. Whoa! My mind was completely blown. I could now call myself a professional musician. I was doing what I loved for a living. I could buy myself pianos and equipment that I wanted. I'm sure you guys have like instruments that you wanted, that new drum set, that new violin, that new saxophone that you've been dreaming of. I could help take care of my loved ones. I loved doing my job. I was free of worry about how I was going to pay bills. I could fund my own projects, and I was making money from my passion. Now, can I show you guys how I booked my first gig? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the chat box. Are you ready, guys? Do you have your notes? Because we're going to dive in. I'm going to show you exactly how I book my gigs. And I still use this to this day. All right, Billy. Yes, we're going to get started right now. We're going into it. So this is how to book a gig in 7 days. Here's my disclaimer. This works quickly if you're ready to perform. So what does that mean? Allow more time if you are still preparing your music or learning how to play. If you're ready to go on stage, then you are ready to book these gigs, and you can book them super quick, and you can be getting paid literally in 7 days, guys. I've used this, and I've literally booked gigs within 2 days. and my friends have done it, and my musician colleagues have done it. This is a fail-proof method. Now stick around, everyone, through this tutorial. Don't leave after this is done, because I promised that I was going to give you your free email template download. Now you need this because you need to know exactly what to say, how to say it, and I've basically done all the work for you, so you can just input your information into these emails and send it to these booking agents, these venues, the people who are all in charge of booking music and entertainment and getting you paid to perform. So like I've said, I've used this email template to book thousands of gigs and get people interested in booking me. And it's really important that your emails look professional and have all the right content. So stick around so I can give you that free download along with an offer to work with me directly, so I can help you get started to getting paid, performing, traveling the world, and making money, doing what you love, enjoying yourself, and living your passion and making that your career. All right, so I'm going to exit out of this and I'm going to take you guys straight to Yelp. Now, I know that many of you guys have used this for other things, but how many of you had no idea that you could use this to actually book gigs? Now, I had never thought about this until I got desperate. And I was like, man, I'm going to be homeless, so I got to book some gigs. So I tried this out, and guys, I've booked so many gigs within like 2 days, 3 days here. So, I mean, you can book gigs so quickly because the internet has allowed you access to find any venue that has live music. So I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So for the sake of this tutorial, I put Los Angeles, but you can put anything that you want here. If you're in Melbourne, Australia, you can do it. If you're in Italy, you can put Italy. If you're in New York, you're in a small city, you just put whatever city it is that you are. And you can put neighboring towns as well. If you're willing to travel, I'll travel up to like 60 miles driving, and then I'll fly to other gigs too as well, just depending on the budget. So what I'll do here is I'm going to show you guys what not to do. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to put live music venues. You don't want to put that, and I'm going to tell you why. What you're going to get is you're going to get a bunch of venues that are really amazing, but they're going to require that you sell tickets or that you already have to be famous. And that's not why I made this program. I made this program so that anybody that's not famous, anybody that, nobody knows, can still make a great living doing music. So Hotel Cafe is a great venue, but they will require that you sell tickets. Troubadour, all these places are really, amazing, but, Blue Whale Bar is really great. So what's going to happen is even Sayers Club, most of these places, if you don't have at least, 100 people show up, and some of these places are more than that, they're not going to be interested in having you play. Not only that, they're going to require that you sell tickets. So if you don't sell 50 tickets, then you can't play. And the thing is, if you're wanting to do this, like 5 nights a week, 3 nights a week, that's completely not sustainable. There's no way that you're going to be selling 50 tickets a night unless you're just famous or, mildly famous. But that's not why I made this tutorial. I made this because I wanted anybody that was talented, no matter if you have just, 200 followers on Instagram or no followers on social media. I have friends that have completely taken themselves off social media, but are still professional musicians. So what you're going to put instead is you're going to put bars with live music. And so here we go. We're going to have all of these different bars show up. So Hotel Cafe still showed up, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at all these other ones. We're going to see that there's like Garden Cafe. So that sounds like they probably have live music. Now, we don't know yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste their name and phone number, and then we're going to make a list. Now, I'll make a list of like 60 venues at a time. And I'll put as many as that I possibly can, because the more that you call, the more possibility that you have of booking gigs. So I'm just going to keep on doing this. I'm going to be making a list of all these places. And I'm going to see here, look, in the description, someone said there was great live music. So now yep, there's live music here. So we're going to put, there's a Simple Bar. And we're going to put their phone number. And we're going to start making a list of all the places that we might want to call and find out if they're interested in booking us. So what we're doing is we're putting our career in our own hands right now. We're not relying on somebody to call us. And that's what I was doing before, where I would get hundreds of thousands of plays on a video and I'd be like, someone's going to call me. And when no one would call me, I'd be like kind of bummed. But the thing is that when it comes to doing anything where you're basically working for yourself or giving yourself freedom, you need to go out and find those places yourself. So you can put, let's say you're in Melbourne, Australia, you would do the same thing. So you would just type it in, bars with live music. So there we go. Transit Rooftop Cocktail Lounge. They said going for live music, hands down best live music venue. You'll just start looking up these places. You'll start making a list of all these places that you're interested in playing. So here's a hotel, just depending on where you're at. And we're going to make a list here. Some people are really good and they make like a good spreadsheet. I'd kind of just use a Word document. But so you'll do that. over and over again. And there's different things that you can look up, guys. So you'll look up bars with live music. You can look up like wineries with live music. There's so many different things that you can do. So look, you're going to have all of this stuff, pop up, wineries. And you can put, let's say you're in New York City, New York City, New York. You're going to have all of these cool different venues that have live music show up here in your Yelp. So there you go. You got all of this stuff that shows up, and we're going to just start making our list. Now, there's certain things that you can put. So you can put like bars with live music, like I said. We can put resorts with live music. We can put hotels with live music, restaurants with live music, breweries with live music. Oops, I can spell, I swear. You'll put, wineries. And let's say you're a solo musician or a band, whatever. You can put also, bands, hotels with live bands. Or you can put, piano bars. There's so many different things, piano lounges, depending on what you do. Also, let's say that you're like a jazz trio. You might want to put like jazz night at hotel, or hotel with jazz music, or hotel with jazz night. Get real specific. Or if, let's say you're like a blues band, you can put, bar with blues music. So you can just keep going and going and going. And you can look up all these things specific to what you do, specific to whether you're a band or a solo musician. Just get really, really comfortable with trying out different things and making a huge list. Like I said, I'll make a list of like 60 venues at a time, and I'll call those. If you can get just one venue to say yes, guys, then it's worth it, because let's say they call you back every week now. And let's say you're going back every week. Now you have consistent work. All you need is like, let's say you only had one venue a week. You just need a couple of those a week to make a decent amount of money. If you want to do this full time, if you got like 4 venues out of like however many hundreds of places that you can call, all you need is 4 to say yes. And then you have something, every Tuesday I'm at such and such bar. Every Wednesday I'm at such and such restaurant. The very first venue that I booked 5 nights a week. They booked me 5 nights a week there, just at the first gig. So, I feel like I got pretty lucky there, but that's not really uncommon. If they like you and they want live music, they'll ask you to come back many nights a week, maybe 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week, who knows? But that's all you need. So make sure to call as many places as you possibly can. Now, when you call, what you're going to do is you're going to find out a few things. First of all, obviously, you're going to say, hey, do you have live music? You might want to ask what kind of musicians they book. If they say, hey, we book solo acts and trios and 5-piece bands, okay, that's great, cool. So then you'll know, hey, well, I'm a jazz trio, so this works out great. Or, hey, I'm a solo artist, so that works out great. Or maybe you're a rock band, so it doesn't work out great because they don't book rock bands. And that's fine too. So you'll just move on to the next venue. So then you'll find out who does the booking, and you want to get their contact. So you want to get both their email and their phone number, so that way you can follow up. There is power in the follow-up, guys. I always tell everybody, if you just keep knocking on a door, no matter how annoying it is, someone will eventually open it. And if you have to just keep knocking and knocking and knocking, then that's what you got to do, because it is worth it. And that's what I did, guys. Nobody the door was not open. I had to, I had to keep knocking and keep knocking for people to give me a chance. So at that point, once you get their email, you're going to email them videos or, photos, whatever it is that you guys have. And if you don't have anything, that's okay. I'm going to show you guys what you can do instead. And also my program gets into all this stuff. It covers everything that you would need to get, these bookings and make it really easy. But you're going to send them, any social media, if you have something like that is organized and impressive. If your social media just has pictures of like the food that you eat and your dog, don't send them your social media, guys. So then you're going to ask, what kind of equipment do I need? Because some of these places already have like speakers and all that stuff for you. Some of these places require that you bring it. So if you have to bring it and you don't have it, then you'll know at that point, maybe I should invest in a system, or maybe I should just find a venue. Maybe you don't have the money and you need to find a venue that already has equipment for you. I would suggest investing into a system. And I cover that in my program as well. You're going to find out what they pay. Now, it's going to range, guys. Some of these places may only pay $50. Some of these places will pay like $450. And these are great. Private gigs will pay you a lot more than this. But the thing is you'll decide whether it's worth it for you. But at $50, if you're just starting out, guys, I would suggest taking anything that you can get when you're just starting out, because you're building your repertoire, you're building your resume, you're just starting out. And the one thing is, once you get one gig, you're able to go to the next venue and be like, hey, Bob's Bar books me. They already have me playing there. Would you be booking me? And at that point, you can ask for what you want. Hey, I'd like $100, $150, $200. I've completely been able to make 10 times the amount of money that I made at my first gig now because of the relationships that I've made with people. And now I can demand more money because I have a bigger resume, and I've played for bigger events and bigger corporations and celebrity events and that kind of thing. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to build your resume. Another thing, guys, if you don't have, like I said, if you don't have like videos, photos, or social media, what you can do is you can offer to go in for an audition. And what it'll happen kind of like this is you can either do this on the phone or through email. A lot of times some of these booking agents won't get back to you on emails. Some of them are busy. A lot of the times they're also like the manager of the bar, and they're like the booking person. So they're doing a lot at a time. So don't get discouraged if they don't email you back. Just keep emailing them and make sure to call them or physically go down there. Guys, there's so much power in that. So what you're going to do is when you email them, now I'm going to give you an email template at the end of this webinar, like I promised. If you just stick around, I'm going to give you the email template where you just kind of fill in the blank. It's going to go something like this, like, "Hi, Bob. Thanks so much for chatting with me earlier. I just wanted to follow up and send you my material and see if you would be interested in booking me at your awesome venue. Here are some links and photos attached." Something like that. So what you would do is you would then put your like youtube.com/Bob Smith or whatever. And if you don't have any videos, at that point you would just say something like, "I'd be willing to come in for an audition. I could play for 15 minutes for free, and you could see what I could do. See what I can do." At this point, they're probably going to be like, "Oh, heck yeah. Come on in." They're going to be excited that you want this gig. So you're willing to come in and play. You're a go-getter. You're like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for you to say yes. I'm going to show up and I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm going to give you 15 minutes of my time for free because I know that you're going to want to book me. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to set this up. You're going to play for 15 minutes for free. And then after that, and then you can send them, "Here's my contact, leave your contact information and everything." And, something like, "Let's chat when you have some time. When you take a listen, I'll follow up with you tomorrow or in a few days." Give them some time if you need to, maybe a couple days. But what you can do here, guys, is you're just going to send this out to as many people as you possibly can. Like I said, I'm going to give you the email template that you can download and use. And you're going to call as many people, email as many people as you can. This method will work. The only way this won't work is if you don't follow up with people. Now, that's important, guys. Sometimes you have to follow up with people 5-10 times, and that's okay. And then you have to show up, whatever it is. It will only not work if you don't show up with people, or if you're just not, you didn't put together a good show, or maybe, you just need a little bit of talent, guys. So as long as you have a little bit of talent and you're willing to follow up and make these calls, then you'll be able to book these gigs, guaranteed. So that's about how I do it. That's the easiest way to book gigs. This tool is, Yelp is free. So make sure to use it, guys. These are things that you don't have to pay for. So make sure to take advantage of that. And I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint presentation and let's keep going. All right, guys, can I ask you a question really quick? Do some of you kind of feel like this? Like I've just given you a lot of information and you have to really sit with it and see exactly how you're going to implement and how you're going to make it work for you and your music dreams? Well, I want to talk to you guys because the past hour, I know a lot of the stuff that I've given you guys has been pretty cool so far, right? You've seen that it's very possible that you can create a life where you're living your dream, making your passion your paycheck, and you've learned a little bit about my life and how I've done it. Well, I can't cover everything that you need in an hour webinar, and even if we had all day, I couldn't cover it. But I want to ask you, how would you like to work with me directly? And I can help you implement what we just covered. Now, I have a special offer so you can get everything that you need to know for a special deal. So what I want to know is, guys, is it cool if I show you what I have to offer you? What I've put together and created to show you how to get where you are right now to exactly where you want to be in the performing world, whether you're a singer, a musician, or a band. Is that cool with you guys? I mean, let me know. Leave comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking, whether you're excited or maybe you're even a bit skeptical. I mean, let me know. All right, yeah, I'm reading your comments. I'm loving the comments, guys. I see that you guys are ready to go. Okay, let's get started. I can't wait to show you guys what I put together for this program. The program that I've put together is called Booking Pro. It contains everything that you would need to have for you to contact venues for you to find the venues. I talk about so many things, the ins and outs of everything that has to do with booking, and I'll go over exactly what I include in this system because it's pretty amazing, guys. First, I include how I set up a national tour on a budget. Now, this is a $9.97 value because you're going to choose exactly all the places that you want to go, when and where. I set up a tour last year, guys. Now, this is a tour that I set up, and again, nobody knew who I was. I performed in 25 cities around the U.S. where I picked the cities, I picked where I wanted to go, I created my dream road trip, and then I made it happen, and I'll share with you exactly how I did it. I'm also going to include what should I charge? Some of you are like afraid, like what if I charge too much or what if I charge too little? Guys, this is a great question. I cover all of that for you. How to negotiate free perks. This is some of my favorite stuff. You get food, drinks, hotel rooms, concert tickets. I've even gotten like spa passes. Guys, there's so much stuff that you can negotiate, and I teach you exactly how to do that. I also teach how to book other artists for limitless money-making potential. Guys, this is a really, really incredible tutorial because really, the sky is the limit when it comes to this. You can literally make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in one day, and I teach you exactly how to do this. I teach you how to book gigs using Instagram. Who knew? Guys, I've used Instagram so much to create the most amazing gigs, to reach out to people. You'd be surprised how many people do not use this tool, and because of that, I teach you exactly how I've done it. I also teach you how to advertise yourself online. Guys, this is a really, really incredible value because I've had some of the most amazing experiences and just random, really cool experiences. Like one of the first gigs I ever booked by advertising myself online was I got to perform in the same place that Lady Gaga had shot one of her music videos. I forgot what song it was. I think it was like Bad Romance or something. But inside I was performing at like a Christmas party, and it was just the most amazing thing. It was totally haunted and just super cool and antique, and it was in the middle of Hollywood. And I got to perform there as one of my first gigs, and I've gotten to perform in just most random places all over the world. And it's really cool because you can get yourself out to the entire world and get yourself exposed to everybody. And I teach you how to do that. I also teach you how to get musician referrals. How cool would it be if other musicians were calling you to book you for gigs? Doesn't that sound a little crazy? I learned exactly how to do that, and I'm passing it along to you so you can get even more gigs. Guys, the more that you can learn about how to book gigs, the more you're not even going to have to try. I also teach you how to put together a band anywhere in the world. This is really valuable because I'll explain why. I travel a lot, so I go to different casinos and different resorts in different places, and sometimes their budget is good for a local band, but maybe it's not good if you have to buy plane tickets and hotels for your entire band. So sometimes what I do is I just show up, I fly out there, I get my hotel, but then I hire local musicians. So I'm able to pay them less. I don't have to get them hotels. I don't have to get them flight tickets. I don't have to cover their food, and I'm able to just use the budget that these casinos give me, or these resorts give me, or these hotels, or restaurants, or whatever it is, and I'm able to book these local musicians, and they get paid, they love it, they get to play with somebody new that they've never played with, and then I get to come out, I make my money, I get to travel, I get to experience these new things, and instead of me having to turn down these venues because it's not enough money to fly out my band, now I have the opportunity to go anywhere I want to, traveling, because I can hire local bands, and I teach you exactly how to do that. I also teach you how to get a booking agent. This is one of the most valuable things as well, guys. This is a $9.97 value. I work with many agents. So I know some people think that you can only have one agent. No, I have non-exclusive deals with many agents. And basically when they book me, then they get paid, right? They take a percentage. But they'll book me so much that I haven't even had to really focus on booking lately because I have these agents that go out and they book me for me because they're so excited about going out because they get their percentages. So then I get to sit at home and do whatever that I want to. I can focus on becoming a better performer. I can focus on learning new songs. I can focus on being a better musician or writing music, whatever I want to do, because they're out doing all the work for me, and I teach you how to do that. I have one agent that in 1 year made me more than $50,000 just through him alone. Just through him. That's not me doing any work. So if I just wanted to sit at home all day and let him do all the booking, I had already made $50,000. So this is really amazing. I also teach you how to book yourself around the world. And we've talked about this. You can go pretty much anywhere there is live music, guys. If you've put together a good show, you can really go absolutely anywhere that you want to go. So I do cover that. I teach yourself how to book yourself on cruise ships. These are one of my favorite things because you are out to sea. You're different islands every day, or you're different countries every day. You're just one continent to another. They fly you out to the cruise ship, guys. So you don't even have to get to the cruise ship. If they love you, they're flying you out. They're putting you up in a room, so you're not paying rent. They're covering all your food, so you're not even covering food, and they're paying you. I mean, it's really, really incredible, and you're traveling, seeing the world, meeting lots of other people from all over the world. This is a really, truly, truly wonderful, unique experience. This is the Full Booking Pro full program, guys. How do I set up a national tour? What should I charge? How to negotiate free perks, booking other artists for limitless money-making potential, how to book gigs using Instagram, how to advertise yourself online, how to get referrals from other musicians, which equals more gigs, how to put together a band anywhere in the world, how to find a booking agent to book you, how to book yourself around the world, and how to book yourself on cruise ships. The total value here is $9,167. You're getting all of these things, guys. This can completely change your life, completely change the way that you look at music and what it can do for yourself and your career. Now, I had two choices here. My first option was to go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. But if I had done this, I wouldn't really be able to put in the time to really serve you. The second option was it requires a little bit higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote many more resources to guarantee your success. I wanted to make sure that I could give you individual attention and make sure that you're successful at this. So this is the full program right here, guys. It's a $9,167 value, but I'm going to give you some bonuses. So bonus number one is I'm going to give you this performance contract. The performance contract is basically what you send out to venues so that you can make sure that you're taken care of, to make sure that they're going to pay you. You know, if you negotiated free perks, it's all in there. And I write it all out. I even accompany a tutorial with it so that you can see exactly how to fill in the blanks. I did all the work for you. Normally you'd pay a lawyer, maybe $197 or up to $500, guys, depending on the lawyer. I had a lawyer that I used to have to pay $450 an hour to do anything for me. So if this took more than an hour, if it took 2 hours, I was spending almost $1,000 on a contract. So I did all the work for you. I've already paid the money to create this with lawyers, and I'm able to just give it to you. I'm already giving you the booking email template. This is what I mentioned before. You send out to venues, you just fill in the blank, and you're able to send this out to agents or send this out to whatever venue that you're trying to perform at. Fill it out. It's booked me thousands and thousands of gigs, guys. I have bonus number 3, which is my free ebook, Starving Musician's Guide to Getting Paid, Traveling the World, and Living the Life of Your Dreams. I cover really, really in depth more about creating this life that you want for yourself in performing, in music. And I even really break down what I had to go through personally. I get really personal in this book because the music business can sometimes be kind of scary and hard and kind of slimy, and you have to deal with certain types of people. And I really break down what I went through to get to where I am right now. Bonus number 4. I'm giving you the membership to my private Facebook group. Guys, this is a $197 value. People usually will pay, let's say $25, $20 a month to be a part of this. So you're getting the free lifetime membership. You don't have to pay at all. And you get to come in, you get to meet other musicians, other agents. I'm going to be in there all the time answering your questions as well. And we're able to help each other as a group. What's really wonderful is I've seen this work so well where people are able to put together bands, or people will post that there's a gig available, and now people are getting hired through these types of Facebook groups. So it's really, really awesome. So you're getting this free membership as well. And you're also getting bonus number 5, which I'm including on how to make $100,000 a year performing. I pull out my calculator, I break it down. It seems hard because sometimes you see the full picture of 100,000 seems so difficult, but it's really not. I heard this really great quote that said, the man that moves mountains first starts with moving single stones. The man that moves mountains first starts with moving single stones. And that really hit me because if you just see the mountain, he moved a mountain, you're going to go, well, how in the world did someone move a mountain? But if you said, he moved 100 stones a day, took him a few hours a day, moved 100 stones a day, and within 6 months had moved this entire mountain, then it seems doable, then it seems possible, it seems probable. And that's what I do here. I show you the stones that will eventually turn into the mountain. And that's what a career is. There's little baby steps that eventually turn into an amazing, amazing, incredible career. So let's go over what you're going to get again. You're going to get the entire Booking Pro system. You're going to get bonus number 1, which is the Starving Musician's Guide ebook. Bonus number 2, which is the booking email templates. Bonus number 3, which is the private Facebook membership group. Bonus number 4, which is the performance contracts. And bonus number 5, which is how to make $100,000 a year. Guys, this total value is $9,869. This is all the stuff you're getting here, guys. I mean, it's pretty incredible, everything that I'm including here. Now, the grand total is $9,969, not $9,869. $9,969. That's almost $10,000 in value that you're getting, guys. This is an amazing, amazing value that you're getting here. Now, I want to ask you guys something. If all this did was get you 2 gigs a week, right, where you're making $200 a gig plus your tips, You'd be making $28,000 a year for as long as you wanted. Would that be worth it? Let's say I was going to charge you the $9,972. Would that be worth it to you? So whatever job you have, you'd be making that, and then you just work on the weekends, you'd be making an extra $28,000 a year. Or if you wanted to just work one night a week, making an extra $14,000 a year for as long as you wanted. If I charged you that $9,000, but you made that extra $28,000 a year, that's almost $30,000 a year, guys. For the rest of your life, in 10 years, that's $300,000 just from making a $9,000 investment. Or let's say it got you on one cruise ship gig a year where you got to travel 5 countries in just 1 month and get paid to perform. So let's say you're visiting 5 countries a year and you're actually making money. So you're not spending any money at all. You're going on a cruise ship, having a paycation. Again, you're getting paid to go on vacation. It's a paycation. If all it did was allow you to do this one time a year, would it still be worth it? Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you again, if it got you booked once a year internationally in an amazing place like China, Dubai, Europe, etc., while you get paid to stay in a 5-star resort hotel and perform, would it be worth it? Yes, I agree. It's all worth it if that's all it did. And that's like a bare minimum. Guys, that's if you just do not try. It will still do this for you. I'm like I told you, this will completely change your life if you put in the effort and do exactly what I tell you to do in these tutorials. So what is it worth to you to be able to create a life filled with adventure, fun, music, performances, traveling, getting paid, meeting new people, feeling the rush of being on stage, hearing fans singing along with you, staying in resorts around the world, making your passion your paycheck, and loving what you do for a living? What's that worth? Because to me, I feel like I would have given my, first unborn child for me to be able to have done that. I spent 8 years trying to figure it out, guys. Now, would you spend $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 or more? I would have taken a huge loan. I would have maxed all my credit cards if someone I knew could have guaranteed like 100%, if someone told me that I was going to make it and that I was going to turn music into my career, I would have just given anything to make it possible. I see you guys responding. Yep. 20,000, 30,000, 100,000. Yeah, absolutely. To me, it's worth it. Don't put that into any other type of debt. Put that into an investment into your life, into creating a life that you are excited about. So you can see why this is a good deal at $5,000, right? $5,000 to completely change your life. It's half of the value of what it's worth, more than $9,000 at $5,000. Now it's going to be $29.97 for the general public. $3,000, that's still a really, really great price, guys. $3,000 to completely change your life, to finally be able to do what you've dreamed of, to no matter where you are in the world, to be able to make your life exactly how you want it to be, to paint the picture. You have a blank easel, and you're able to paint it how you want it to be. You're able to figure out exactly where you want to go. You're able to, I don't care where you are. I told you guys with the cruise ships, they will fly you from wherever you are. There are people from African countries, from Asian countries, from Middle Eastern countries. There are people from all over the world getting flown to those boats. From anywhere, from any country that you are, they will fly you there if they like you and they want to book you. It's that easy, guys. That's what's so amazing about the internet, and that's what's so amazing about these gigs with the cruise ships. And I'll show you how to do it, and you can get started on turning your dream into a reality. Guys, I'm not going to be charging $9,000 for this program. I'm not going to be charging $5,000. I'm not even going to be charging $3,000. Guys, this program is only going to be $997. And I'm going to be giving you all of the bonuses and the perks that come with it, with the performance contracts and the templates and all the extra bonuses that I told you about. And you're going to learn everything from start to finish so that you can book your own paid gigs, quit that job that you hate, and start traveling the world if you want to, start experiencing new cultures, just start living the life that you only dream and fantasize about. You can click on the link and you can get started. We have the timer going now, guys, or you can click on the comment section. This is going to be a limited time because the price is going up, but I wanted to make sure you are successful. That's why I'm here, guys. I want to make sure that you're successful, and that's why I have another incredible bonus. How many of you don't quite know if your performance is good enough to get you gigs? You're not sure what songs to sing, you don't know what kind of equipment you should use, and you're not sure how to make your show better or if it's even good enough. I know some of you are thinking, you're like, okay, I can learn how to book the gigs, but if I go there and I put on this terrible show, they're never going to call me back. And that's the thing, guys. You want to put an amazing show, because if you do give some really, really great entertainment there, they're going to call you back and they might want you to perform, 1 night, 2 nights a week. That first gig that I got, I was playing 5 nights a week. They ended up giving me six shows a week, guys. And I ended up making $60,000 a year just from that one gig alone, my very first year gigging. So it's really important that you put on a good show. And that's why I decided to include a whole other program that I put together for free. Guys, this is just a bonus. It's called Ultimate Performer Pro. It's a $6,997 value. This is all the stuff that I picked up from performing for the last 16 years. This is all of the best songs. This is all of the best way for you to perform the best way that you can, so that after you book these gigs, they're going to be calling you back, begging you to come back. Guys, I'm in this place where it's like I get called for so many shows like a day where I'm like, okay, let me pick which one that I want, or I can turn them all down. Instead of when I first started, I would take any show that came my way because I was desperate and I was still, learning my skills and still really honing in on how to be a great entertainer. I'm going to teach you everything that I've learned in the last 16 years of performing. So I'm going to show you exactly what's in this program. We got Entertainer 101. So what kind of entertainer can you be? This talks about all the different options that you have on how to create great shows, whether you're a solo artist, duo, trio, band, cover band, tribute band. Like, I'm going to give you so many ideas on ways to make money. Finding the best locations to make the most money, fastest way to get performing and getting paid now, performing with tracks, how to get backing tracks for free, what equipment do I use, how to make a one sheet to promote yourself and your band, my favorite apps for the performing musician, how to find the perfect musicians for your band, how to create the perfect searching for musicians ad, and how to produce your own shows, and when can I perform my original music. So guys, this is going to give you everything that you need to become the ultimate performer so that you make sure to put on an incredible show. Sometimes being on stage can be really, really scary. I mean, guys, I have a really funny story really quick. When I was a kid, I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was at a place called Cliffs Amusement Park, and I went up stage to perform. All I had to do was go up there for literally 2 minutes. It was nothing. I had so much stage fright, guys. If you knew who I was before I became, a professional musician and became really good at it and good in front of people, you would be so surprised, because I started shaking and I got so nervous. Guys, I was only 12, so, but I was still old enough to not have to do this. But I peed in my pants, guys, in front of like 200 people. And it wasn't like a little bit, like I completely like emptied my bladder in front of 200 people. And there was like urine on the stage and people had to like pull me off stage. And it was the most mortifying and embarrassing thing. And, I got off that stage and I could have said, oh my God, music, that's going to just hurt me. And there's no way that I'm going to do this. But you know what, guys, I kept going and I kept shaking. I still sometimes shake when it comes to this day on being on stage. I've done the national anthem for some really cool, like the LA Dodgers game. And I get called for some of these other big ones. And I still get nervous, guys. It doesn't go away. So I just want those of you that are sitting here going, I don't know if I'm good enough. Guys, I feel like I don't always know either. But the point is that at the end of the day, if you know the steps to take and you do them in order and you do them exactly how I'll show you, it's going to work. And I've used the same thing over and over again and it always works. But there's nothing wrong with having stage fright. There's nothing wrong with not knowing if it's going to work. There is something wrong with not trying. That's what's wrong. And the thing is, I know that that's not the type of people you are, because you're here, you've stuck with me in this webinar, you're here to see what it's about, you're committed to making a change in your life. So I also cover how do I make and sell merchandise. Guys, this is an incredible, incredible addition because you can make twice as much at a gig. So let's say you're making $200. There's been nights where I've made like an extra few $100s just off selling merchandise. And I'm talking just for like maybe 30 people. I'm only playing for like 30 people. I've made thousands of dollars when I play for like, different concert venues and stuff like that. So when you can make and sell merchandise, you can double, triple, quadruple how much money that you make in a night. And I'll teach you exactly how to do that. I also give you a bonus, guys. And this is really, really valuable because I created these sample set lists from multiple genres. And what this is I put together a list of all the best songs that people always request. And believe it or not, people request the same songs all the time. And you just have to pretend like, oh, I've never gotten that. I've never heard anyone request Piano Man before. Piano Man, Benny and the Jets, Sweet Caroline. They're going to request some of these songs. But then let's say you're in a Motown situation where people love Motown. I put a set list together of all the best Motown songs that people request. Pop music, country music, lounge music. I wrote down all these songs. So if you only have time and maybe you only have a few weeks, you have a gig coming up and you got to learn songs like real quick. Well, I give you all the best songs to learn so you don't have to guess. So you're going to show up and you're going to know all the best songs to sing. Whoever hired you is going to be like, wow, you're such a great entertainer, but really they're not going to know that all you did was just learn the songs that I gave you to learn anyways. And this is all the songs that I've picked up from the last 16 years. And not only that, I interviewed so many of my friends who travel the world and different musicians and entertainers that get paid to do this full time. And I did a collective where I asked everybody, what are the songs that you get requested the most for? And I put together these sample lists for you guys. This is incredibly, incredibly valuable. I'm also going to show you how to make your own promo video for almost no money at all. This might be the most important factor in how to book your gigs, guys. This is how I book my gigs now. I spend virtually no money, but I make thousands of dollars off my booking videos instead of spending thousands of dollars. And what that means is a promo video is like a video that shows you performing a few songs. You send them out to different agents or venues or managers, and they'll look at it and they'll say, yep, I want to hire her, or I don't want to hire her. And the thing is, I work with one of the biggest agencies based in Las Vegas, and he told me, you know what, I decide whether I'm going to work with a musician within 15 seconds of watching their promo video. And if you don't know what to put in that promo video, you don't know the key elements to put in there, they don't have time to be watching your 3-minute, 5-minute video when they're getting hundreds of submissions. They're just going to watch it real quick, and if they don't see that you have what they're looking for right away, they're just going to move on to the next person. Now, there are different types of promo videos that you make, whether you're a solo artist, a band. I have so many different promo videos that I film at home on my cell phone. I mean, guys, I have learned how to do this for no money at all, but these are important. They will be a huge determining factor on getting you booked or not. This is probably my best tool that I use to ensure that I don't have to show up to auditions and can book gigs right away. That's so valuable that you don't have to show up and give your time to audition. And plus, these people that are booking, they don't want to have to sit there through an audition. If they can just see your video and see that you're awesome, they're going to be like, okay, cool, let's book her. Now, when I did my first video promo, I hired tons of people, booked venues to shoot. I hired engineers, I hired choreographers, I hired so many people, and I ended up spending $6,000 to shoot it, guys. $6,000 I spent. Guess how many gigs that I booked from that video? Just take a guess. I booked none. I booked 0 gigs. I had no idea what I was doing. I spent $6,000 and I made no money. That hurt. Ouch. It's because I didn't have anybody to guide me. I didn't have anybody to help me. I had no idea what people were looking for. $6,000 could have bought me a car, a used car is what I spent that day, and literally made no money. But I'm going to give you this promo, and this bonus alone could possibly save you more than $6,000 or more, plus all your time and your energy. It's worth it for that alone. I'm giving this to you for free, guys. You're not paying anything extra for this. You're getting this for free as a bonus. So let's go over it. You're going to get the Ultimate Performer Pro for free, a $6,000, $997 value. You're getting Entertainer 101, finding the best locations to make the most money, fastest way to performing, getting paid now, performing with tracks, how to get backing tracks for free, what equipment do I use, how to make a one-sheet to promote yourself, my favorite apps for the performing musician, how to find musicians for your band, how to create the perfect searching for musicians ad, how to produce your own shows, when can I perform my own original music, how do I make and sell merchandise. We got the bonus on how to make a promo video and the bonus of all the songs that you would need to perform for people to have an amazing time and for venues to want to call you back and give you more gigs. So you're getting both of these programs for $997 today. All you have to do is click the link in the comments, or you sign up at starvingmusiciansacademy.com. You get both the Ultimate Performer Pro, you get the Booking Pro. You basically have everything that you need to make sure that you get started. But guys, I have one more incredible bonus. It just keeps on coming. I just wanted to make sure that there was no way that you guys could fail, because I feel your pain, whatever you're going through, whether you're broke, whether you hate your job, or whether you just have always wanted to do music. Guys, I was there and it was so painful. I used to cry myself to sleep. I swear to God. So I want to share with you the last gift I will be including in my program. I want to ask, does the following apply to you? How many of you feel like social media promotion is like another language? How many of you don't even know where to start to build an awesome following? How many of you would love to have an incredible web presence that can potentially get you even more gigs? Social media is like a resume. If yours is awesome, venues immediately believe you're probably great at what you do as well, and you will have even more chances of hiring you. We call that social proof. And guys, that's why I'm giving you bonus number 7, which is Social Media Pro. This is another $6,997 value. These are all the tricks that I've picked up for me to build a great, impressive social media following. And guys, this is what it's going to include. What's an EPK, which is basically an electronic press kit, how to get a free website, how to get a free photo shoot, apps to make your cell phone pics look professional. I mean, these are great for when you're posting on Instagram or Facebook and you don't want to pay for photo shoots, how to design your own show flyers quickly and easily, how to create your own logo for free. You need all of this, guys, to make your social media look professional, how to create your own business cards, how to write a killer bio, how to make an Instagram flyer, how to automate your posts. This means you could be out with your friends and your social media is posting for you. We got Instagram for musicians. This is talking about how to design your Instagram. You know, when you see those cool Instagrams, they have like themes and stuff. I'll show you exactly how to do it. And then I'll also show you how I got 45,000 followers on Instagram. Some people think people just like somehow get 45,000 followers. No, there's a certain method. And how I got 5,000 real followers on Facebook in 60 seconds. And I'm not talking about followers that I paid for. I'm talking about real people that chose to follow me. I didn't make them follow me. They chose to follow me. They already wanted to listen to my music. They already wanted to be there. So I'll show you exactly how to do that. The total value for this whole system is more than $23,000, guys. $23,261. Social Media Pro, Booking Pro, Ultimate Performer Pro. You're getting all of it, my friends. You can get started today for $9.97. You can click on the link below. This is only a limited time offer. Again, I'm going to be selling this as 3 different programs, guys. You're not going to be able to get this in a bundle. Right now, you're getting it for a third of the price that it's going to be selling. So make sure to sign up right now while you can. Now, guys, you have 2 choices. You have your first option. You can do nothing, go home, live the same life you lived yesterday. There's no risk, but there's also no possibility for you to change your life into something that was more exciting than what you experienced yesterday. Or the second option is make an investment into you, into your career, your passion, and your life. You could be performing and making money by next month. Which option's more exciting? Be real with yourself, because you know it is not that first option. That second option, guys, performing, traveling the world, being able to take care of your family, buying new instruments, being able to fund your own projects, being able to get new, free food and free drinks and just free perks and staying in hotel rooms and getting paid to party or whatever it is. That's your second option. And that's why you're still here with me right now in this webinar. Do you really want to go right back to what you were doing yesterday? Probably not, because you would not have signed up here at all. Like I said, you would not still be here with me. Now, what if I eliminated the possibility of any risk at all? I'm talking about 100% you were going to succeed. Let's just say. How would that feel? Well, guess what, guys? That's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to give you my personal guarantee that if you sign up today and if you take the steps in this program and are not able to book gigs, if you can show me that you took all the steps, that you did everything that I told you to do, and you were not able to book gigs, you got 30 days, guys, and I will refund your money 100%. 100%. There is absolutely no risk here, guys. A big question to ask yourself is it worth it to take a risk-free chance to check out the program? If my system only does half, if my system only does 10% of what I say it will, this will pay you back within the very first few gigs you book and will pay for itself and will create a lifetime of performances. So take action. 99% of people will continue to struggle and will get the same results of not being happy, not using your musical gift. I mean, imagine going to your grave knowing that you had all these talents that the world never knew of. God, that would be just not fun at all. And not knowing that you lived a life that you loved and not lived up to your fullest potential. That would be the biggest regret. And 1% of people will take action. 1% of people are dedicated, focused, and ready. And that's why you are here. Once again, guys, you're a part of the 1%. It's probably like 0.5% of the world that is actually ready to make a change, that is ready to actually work towards it, that's ready to take that risk and go out there and actually make a life that is incredible for them. And guys, what's amazing about this program is there actually is no risk. 100% guarantee or your money back. Get started today. $23,261. That much value for only $9.97. Again, this program will sell for triple this much, guys. I'm going to be selling these programs in three different packages. So get it right now while you can. I also wanted to attack this myth, guys, while I have you here. I had someone that say I'm too old, only young people can do this. But while we're here, I want to show you guys, this is a bunch of lies, because my friend is Mark. He does 400 shows a year. He makes 6 figures as a musician. He's always positive, energetic personality. I've never heard him make excuses or say that it's hard because of his age. And he, when we talked, he said his first year, he made $35,000, but he kept going. He kept going and he kept pursuing and moving forward. And now he makes over 6 figures. He is excited. He is always going. I've never heard him make excuses. So there are no excuses to you being too old. And in fact, just as long as you can physically get to the gig, as long as you can physically be there, then you have no reason to say that you are too old for this. I've seen people well into their 50s and 60s on cruise ships, performing, having a blast. Guys, that's what keeps us young, is having fun, doing our passion, doing what we love. Now, I'm not special, guys. I'm just letting you know. I mean, you know my story now. We didn't have money. I lived in a small, like basically a farm. Like we didn't have any access to anything. And guys, if a girl from the middle of nowhere in New Mexico with no money, no help, no context in the music industry can sing national anthem at major league games, that's me at LA Dodgers game. If a girl who was sleeping on friends' couches for 8 years, racking up $20,000 worth of credit card debt, can then go straight to making $60,000 her first year performing fun shows and not working a boring 9-to-5 job. If a girl can go from knocking on doors from 8 years in the blistering cold and crazy heat, selling her CDs just to make ends meet, to getting offered international contracts globally, I believe 100% wholeheartedly that anyone else with a bit of talent and focus can do so too. Guys, I am 100% sure that if you got talent and you got heart, then you can make this happen for you. And it's my personal promise that this program has everything you need to take your talent and go, but I want to make sure that you are 100% success. And because of that, I'm giving you one last thing to ensure that this works for you. This will not be offered in the near future. So I'm not even going to be able to offer this at all because I just won't have the time to do it. The first 10 people that sign up for this, guys, the first few people that sign up for this program are not only getting all 3 packages that you're getting together, you're also getting my personal email address. I'm going to be able to answer your questions, guys. If you are wondering about something, if you're confused about something, or maybe I didn't cover something in the tutorials, you can ask me personally and I'll be able to answer those questions. Guys, this is priceless. I can't even put a price on this. I really, really wish I had had a mentor that could have helped me, that could have taught me. 8 years, there's people that study for 8 years. You know what they're called? They're called doctors. I struggled for 8 years and I didn't have to had I had a mentor. So you can sign up now. It's $997, guys. You're getting the Ultimate Performer Pro. It's only $6,997 value. Getting the Booking Pro, which is a $9,267 value. You're also getting Social Media Pro, which is a $6,997 value. You're also getting my personal email address, guys. This is prices. I'm going to be selling this program as 3 different programs. So you're getting it for a third of the price right now. This is definitely a limited time offer, everybody. So make sure to sign up for $997 today. And one thing to think about, guys, is information alone won't always do it. You need accountability, you need structure, you need organization. And this is why having me to help you and coach you along is incredibly valuable. I wasted so much time trying to figure it out, guys, and you don't have to. Now, money is replenishable. Time is not replenishable. Again, you cannot get your time back. That's what's so precious about your life is your time. You do not have any more time to waste. If you have a normal job, you get your money every 2 weeks or every week. Money comes, but you do not get your time back. That's why you have to get on this quickly before you have no time left and you wake up wondering, where did my life go? Now, the other option that you have is to not spend the money now and try to figure it out yourself. That's the hard way, guys. It's a hard journey. I spent 8 years, and I hope that you can figure it out quicker than I did if you choose to go that route. And if you're here watching this webinar, you've probably already invested time into your dream, and you haven't gotten the results that you wanted. That's why you're here. A lot of you have tried on some levels. Some of you have tried a lot, and some of you have tried a little, but you've tried, and you haven't gotten the results that you thought that you were going to get. But I'm telling you, you're going to get those results with my program, and you're going to be able to say goodbye to working a boring job you hate, to performing for free or for exposure, to endlessly promoting yourself to get no return, to putting your future in someone else's hands, and to wondering when you're finally going to get the break that you've been hoping for. And guys, get started today. It's $997. Just make sure to click on the link. You're also going to get my personal email address. Guys, this is absolutely priceless. One of my favorite things to ask people, and even ask myself, is do you want to make money or you want to make excuses? Because people can either make money or they can make excuses. And you can say why you can't do it this time, or why you don't have time, or why you'll do it later. And you have to decide which one you want. Do you want to make money now, or do you want to make excuses? Because there is no risk here. I've given you my personal money back guarantee. So if you want to be a performer for a living, it's time to start making money and get you on the road to living your dream. Again, how would you feel if you were always left wondering, what if I had tried? Could I have succeeded? Or to know that people half as talented as you are doing this for a living only because they were willing to put in the work. How would you feel if a day in the office meant you were performing on stage rather than sitting at a desk? If you woke up to a beautiful ocean in the Mediterranean relaxing all day, and then performing at night while you were making money? Imagine how it would feel to have complete control of your life and not have to answer to a boss. Guys, one of the most amazing things right now going on also is PayPal is offering this 6 months, no payments, no interest. If you pay it off in 6 months, certain people will qualify. They only offer it in certain countries, but whenever you sign up, whenever you're going to check out, if you don't have the money right now, PayPal will cover it for you. You have 6 months to pay it off. And guys, like I promised you already, you sign up for this program, you're going to be making money like ASAP. You're going to be booking these gigs so quickly that 6 months won't even come around. You'll have it paid off way long before then. And guys, you'll already know whether this is going to work for you or not. I've offered you my guarantee. So if it doesn't work, I refund you your money. You're able to pay PayPal back. Nobody owes anybody money, and you at least gave it a shot. And that's the thing. That's all that you have to do in life is try. And I promise you, if you try my program and you do the steps that I give you, your life is going to completely change, and you're going to get exactly what you came here for. Exactly why you signed up for this webinar is to turn your life into something where you are traveling the world, getting paid to do what you love for a living, experiencing new things, and doing what you love and are passionate about. So what are you waiting for, guys? The time is now. It's $9.97, so get started. Go to starvingmusiciansacademy.com. The other thing is, if you still have a question, just call our secure voicemail line, 740-426-1259, and leave a detailed message with your full name, address, credit card number, and expiration, and we will return your phone call. Now, guys, don't worry. This is not this is a free phone call, so you're not going to have to pay anything. We're not going to charge your card. The only reason that we're asking for this is so that we know you're serious, and we'll call you personally. Someone will call you personally and answer any questions or concerns that you have. Your card will only be charged if you want to order, guys. So make sure to sign up. I'm stoked. I know you're excited, guys. There's no way that you can fail. As long as you have some talent, as long as you have some heart, this will work for you. I've given you my personal promise, and I've given you my personal guarantee. And not only that, you've seen how it's worked for myself. I am a living example of what it's like to go from nothing to creating a life that you love. Let's go.